everyone, this is Erin with Lizzie Knits and Three Birds Yarn Studio, and let's talk the Three Birds Beanie. This is my newest knitting pattern, and so this is the tips and tricks video, and let me talk about the hat for a minute, some color inspiration, and then I'll pan to the tabletop and show you an example and maybe walk you through parts of this pattern that might be out of the norm, so you can see me do it for a little further explanation. All right, so this is a Three Birds beanie, and I named it after Three Birds Yarn Studio because if you are familiar with my online shop and soon to be brick and mortar shop, the gingham black and white plaid is kind of my thing, and that's like our signature look and pattern. So to me, this looked kind of like little plaid, and I originally had just this motif over the entire hat, but I like that I did add this little alternating band where we inverse the colors. So I like black and white version, so cool. I knit this up, I love how it turned out, and then I was thinking, what if we add a third color? And so now we have it in a 3-color version as well. So if you're reading through the PDF, it's broken out into 2 complete sections. So you'll see a 2-color version, the whole pattern through the very top of the crown, and then a whole separate 3-color section. So just with whatever version you're working on, make sure you're paying attention to what color it says for that round. Because we go color A, B, or C. So it's like A, B, then it's A, B. So it alternates a lot. So I just want to point that out. Just make sure you're paying attention and using the correct color. It gets a little more tricky just when there's A, B, and C. It's not difficult, just make sure you know which one you're using. Okay, so this is a super bulky pattern. And it uses, I mentioned 3 types of yarn that it is compatible with. So my samples that I'm kind of showing you here, these are with Malabrigo Malabrigo Rasta, and also By Yarn Mammoth. And the third is Woolstock North from Blue Sky Fibers. Okay, so all 3 of these, and kind of a little neutral palette here, but all 3 of these super bulky yarns have the same gauge and they're compatible for this design. So that's handy to have options. And I have all 3 of these yarn in a whole bunch of colorways available at threebirdsyarnstudio.com if you're looking for some inspiration. I want to show you some Three Birds beanies that I've made. This is a 2-color version. Actually, my daughter helped me pick this one out. This is Valentina and Arco Iris. So originally, before I even wrote the 3-color, I was working with my mate. I thought I was just gonna publish the 2-color. So the 3-color was a bonus. But if you're taking 2 skeins of super bulky yarn, you will have enough yardage to make 2 hats. And what I like to do is inverse colors A and B. So actually, I'm gonna keep these for me and my daughter, and we're gonna have, it's matchy, but kind of not matchy, with just inverse when you flip-flop colors, the positioning of A and B. So I think that's super fun. I like seeing how, like the more neutral, or like, because this, the solid versus a variegated, which is what I did here, how it kind of showcases the colors differently. So it's kind of fun if you're trying to get if you start with 2 full skeins and you're trying to get 2 hats. So nice little option to switch things up. I made another set here out of Rasta with Natural and Molino. And again, I switched the order of the 2. And one last pattern I want to show you, or hat from this pattern, is you can also make a solid color. I took just 1 skein. This is teal feather. You can still see the same texture, but you can just work with 1 skein too, and this super fun, just neutral beanie. So, all right, well, I'm gonna walk you through the pattern quick, and I'll switch the view of the camera. I've highlighted a couple points here, just the techniques that I wanna show you how I do it, in case you're unfamiliar with these techniques, or you're like, don't really, it's just a little more clarity. Especially there's one thing I want to point out in the decreases where we shift the beginning around a marker. So that way it makes it easy to decrease, but staying in the pattern design. All right, and I'm going to show you too, I'm making a Bears hat. So this pattern is so great for doing like sports teams because of 3 colors. That's actually navy, but all right, so let's walk you through this. I'm gonna pause it and switch my view. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here is like my Chicago Bears version that I'm currently working on. You can see I've kind of gotten into the pattern a little bit. So we're past the cast on, we're past rounds 7 through 13. That's right here. And then I kind of spaced it, and now in the pattern there's a space, and then rounds 14 to 18 is this. And you repeat rounds 14 to 18 3 more times. So I still have 1 set left to do. So I'm just beginning my 4th set of rounds 14 to 18, and I've already finished round 14. And that was the round that was the purl 2, yarn over, purl 2. Purl 2, that was what I just finished. It looks like this. Purl 2, yarn over, purl 2. Okay, purl 2, there's a yarn over in here, purl 2. So now we go to 15, and it's saying you have to work with color B now instead of C. So that would be my navy. And if you go back to kind of, there's a little paragraph above where the brim instructions are with an asterisk, and I say for this pattern you do not need to cut the yarn every time you switch a color. They can both be carried up on the inside of the hat. When switching colors, I wrap the 2 colors once around each other. This will close any gaps that may appear. All right, so I'm going to show you how I did that. I just got finished knitting with color the white, this yarn, and now I need to pick up, that was C, now I need to pick up B. So what I drop my previous yarn to the left, and when I pick up the new yarn, I'm going to wrap them around each other, okay? Instead of, if I just went like this and put my previous color off to the right, and then I pick up this yarn from below and start knitting, you're gonna get a big gap here. So I'm gonna show you one more time. I will take the previous yarn, put it over to the left, the new yarn to the right, and I'm gonna give it 1 wrap. And now I'm going to start knitting. So do you see there's that little twist in there? And when I start that first stitch, I like to pull this all the way to the right and kind of hold it with my hand here so it stays tight. And then one last little tip, I like to give the new yarn a little tug in case any stitches were loose where the last stitch you did. I give it kind of a tug to cinch up any loose stitches, and now we can begin knitting. Okay, so this is color, bring this over here, round 15. We got everything secure, twisted. Round 15 is knit 1, slip 1 stitch with the yarn in back, and drop the yarn over. This, I wanted to show you this part. We slip and then drop that yarn over. That is all that means. So as I slip the 1 stitch, I let the yarn over just kind of fall with it, because what that is going to do is allow this extra little yarn over that we drop. It's going to allow this stitch to elongate and giving it extra yarn so it can be carried up. So we draw and then I knit 2. Okay, so then the next, we do it again, knit and then slip 1. Also drop the yarn over, knit 2. Okay, and now that we switched, and when I wrapped my yarn, I want to show you the inside. This is what, it kind of looks like a little candy cane line that's going to go up the whole height of your hat. Oh my God, deal with the tail of the end. But if this little line here, every time you wrap the yarn around each other, that's what it looks like. And it's fine just as is. It'll be on the inside of the hat, and we don't have any gaping. There would be big holes in each one of these areas if you did not wrap them around each other. Okay, so that was something I definitely wanted to point out with the yarn overs and switching between the two colors. The next thing I want to show you, just one more thing, is when we get to the DPNs, and it's going to be, is when we add DPN. So let me pause. I'm going to finish up the body of the hat, and then I'll come back for the decreases. Okay, so I just finished the first 2 rounds of the decrease. I decreased a little bit, so my stitch count is lower. And I'm now at the part where we need to use DPNs instead. So it says, the pattern says RM, remove marker, done with this, remove marker and slip the next stitch purlwise. Okay, so, and this is with color B. So I got rid of the marker, and all I'm going to do now is the first stitch of the new round, I'm just slipping it over to the right needle. That's it. We're just gonna kind of skip that one for now and start the next round with this stitch right here. Just leave this on the right needle. The yarn is gonna pass behind. You're not going to do anything with this until you get all the way around and knit the next round. So now we're going to have this is the new beginning of round, okay, BOR. This is the new beginning of round, and this will be for the next 3 rounds to finish up the hat. So you're almost at the end. Okay, so now I'm on, I think row 36, and I'm going to start with double pointed needles. So this is slip, so I'm working with my blue, I'm skipping right over this, slip with yarn and back, knit 2 together. All right, and all the way around, slip with yarn in the back, knit 2 together, slip with yarn in the back, knit 2 together. Okay, let me speed this up. I'll come right back when I get to the end. Okay, I am almost done with this round, and I'm using my 3rd DPN. And if you've never used DPNs before and looking for a tutorial, I do have a video on this channel called Knitting on DPNs, just to walk you through this whole process. So here, I got to the end of round 36. This is where my yarn started, and we look like this. I can get rid of my circular needle, and I will continue knitting across all DPNs with a 4th DPN. One last little note I have here in the pattern, after it says switch to DPNs. Note, I no longer use a stitch marker at this point. Okay, you can identify the beginning of a round between the first and 3rd needles by seeing where the yarn or color yarn B is attached. So you see, actually in this case it's B and C. The yarn is coming out from this join in between here. So when I come around, I know that this is my end of round, just where the where like color B and C. Well, it would be, I'm getting confused now, I'm sorry. Where color C, I keep mixing up the colors. The yarn, the non-current working yarn, it will be stationed right here, like 2 rows down, this one here, and that marks your new beginning of round. Hope that makes sense. I got a little turned around there. But that kind of sums it up. So I'll have 2 more rounds after this. The next one is again, still with color B. And then you can cut this color before the final round. I'll trim this. You'll still, even though it's trimmed, still wrap the yarns around, but then this blue or color B can get dropped in between. And then you will finish up the final round of the crown with color C. Okay, so that kind of covers it. So I hope that kind of clarified a few of the little technical parts in this pattern, or you just wanted to see how I do it. So hopefully everything's all squared away and you can get working on your Three Birds beanie. Have fun picking colors. 2-color version or 3, and it's great for like sports teams, or if you want to pair the 3 colors, yeah, sports teams, like this is the colors of the school where my husband teaches, like go Mustangs. And then I'm working on my Bears one. But the 2 color, this was the original prototype for this design. It's great if you want to blend a variegated yarn with a solid. I thought that was a lot of fun. So like I pulled a lavender color from this variegated to showcase it, and it really, I think they complement each other, and it was just really fun because I'm always looking for projects that are good for variegated yarns that aren't too textured, because variegated yarns can be a little tricky sometimes to work with, but I think in this pattern the texture is simple enough with just vertical and horizontal lines that it just shows off all the vibrant colors in a variegated yarn. All right, and the pattern is available on threebirdsyarnstudio.com, as well as the 3 yarns that I've mentioned, and they are listed in the materials section in the pattern. So, all right, well, I hope you all have fun. Thanks for watching the tutorial, and happy knitting. Bye, guys.